Hello, fans. This is the PC Expert Amateur, and we're going to take a look at the Be Quiet Silent Wings Pro 4 high-end 140 millimeter PWM fan. Now, this is a premium product. Most people probably don't need it unless they want all the extras that come with it, like highest speeds, 3 different kinds of corners, and so on. It comes with its 2 boxes. So they didn't just put the fan in. They put the fan in another box because, it's got to be fancy. Those Germans, they over-engineer, right? What am I, you know what I'm talking about? Okay. So this is what the fan looks like. And this looks like another kind of hybrid between static flow or static pressure and airflow. Well, so we'll just call it static flow. And it comes with, like I said, PWM, sleeved cable. And these are removable corners. Now, I do not like the design they chose for removing these. They say it's easy, but honestly, you kind of have to do it like this. You hold it against your body or something that's not going to slide. It's not going to slide off of. And you squeeze these 2 releases on either side of the corner here. I don't know if you can see that release right there. And then as you're doing that, as you squeeze, you pull away and it comes off. So once you figure that out, because I didn't see the instructions, so I just kind of figured it out on my own. I like figuring things out on my own when I can, although I do sometimes ask for help because, I'm not so proud that I won't ask for help, although sometimes the people who respond really get on my nerves. And I don't know if you've ever been on a tech forum, but the one thing that I hate the most is when you ask something and you get every answer except for the question you asked. And that happens a lot. I've seen it happen to me. I've seen it happen to other people as well. And it's really frustrating because it's like, I want a fan with ARGB LEDs on it. Don't get a fan with LEDs! It's a waste of money. So what? I don't like ARGB fans either. I don't buy them for the purpose of using them. I buy them to review them. But I don't go on tech forums and say, well, don't buy them. This is what the person wants. They came to the forum to ask for advice on ARGB fans. So if you're a volunteer, shut up. If you're not going to answer the question, shut up. It drives me nuts. Sorry, I'm ranting. Just gets on my nerves. It happens so often. And half the time when I ask a technical question, more than half the time on these forums, the answers I get have nothing to do with my question. They just go far and wide, and they're just like on drugs or something. I don't know. It just irritates the hell out of me. All right, so you get 4 fan bolts with it. You also get these plastic pins with rubber washers because the default corners, I don't know why I put that away. That was silly of me. The default corners are made for screws, but you have an alternative corner set that has these really small holes for the plastic pins. And that's what it looks like. And then there is, as I said, there is a 3rd set of corners. Why do you need the 3rd set? Well, and that's what that looks like. So what's the difference between this corner and this corner? Both of them use fan bolts. Well, this one has that kind of a lobed effect. So we have the basically a square corner here. But if we switch it to the other one, then the fan corner looks like that. And also we'll notice, so there's now an air gap here. And personally, I don't see the point of it. But if we compare these to each other, uh-oh. I hate these things. Ugh. We compare, we can see, obviously a lot smaller And as far as the width is concerned, they're basically the same width. So, to me, I really don't see the point. But you may look at the information and make up your mind whether or not you need this one. Now, personally, if you don't need 3 sets of corners, the other ones that are, the regular ones and the high-speed ones that are not Silent Wings Pro 4 come with 2 pairs or 2 sets of corners. So you could get that one instead, and you'll spend less money. Now, the other reason that this one is more expensive is, and supposedly these different corners serve different purposes. So for a case, for an air cooler, for a water cooler radiator. But the other thing that makes this one special is it can go faster than the high-speed one that's not a Pro. And that is because it has a 3-position speed switch. And on the highest one, which is on when it's all the way to the right, it's going to go pretty darn fast, and it's going to be pretty darn strong. So, yeah, it's over the top for most people. However, if you're an enthusiast or you have another good reason for it, like maybe you're thinking down the road, I'm going to eventually switch from this air cooler to a water cooler, and I'm going to need a fan that can actually fit onto a water cooler optimally, then yeah, you could choose this one. But honestly, yeah, it seems to me just to be a little bit silly. But hey, I'm kind of silly too, so whatever. Okay. Now I cannot use my helping hands on this darn thing, so we'll do it the old-fashioned way. The pre-frame way. So quiet. Trying to get it down to the lowest speed. Dang, this thing is quiet. I cannot hear this. Still quiet. Starting to get a really low hum. So that's very, very quiet. I think that's quieter than probably than the Noctua NF A12x25. Now this is on the low setting, okay? So now I'm going to move this. I'm going to slow it down again. And I really need to learn how to measure the current on this so I can mark my dials. All right, so now I'm going to move it to medium. And again, very quiet. Not as quiet as low setting, but very quiet. There is a low noise. Low pitch, I mean. There's a harmonic resonance. Now that's a bit noisy. That's probably very similar to the A12x25. But, this is a 140, so that's pretty good. And the, on the low setting, the static pressure is really, 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 really weak. I mean, I've got it on max speed, and there's barely any static pressure. I put it on medium, and the volume goes way up, and the static pressure goes to about here. So that's a bit over 1 millimeter of water. Now, let's turn this down. I'm going to put it on high. Wow, this is able, at this speed, it's able to slow down more than the other two speeds, but not a lot more. Okay. So it's still very quiet. There's our harmonic resonance. Okay, so now we're talking about some serious volume here. And also, as far as static pressure is concerned, it's right about there. So we're looking at about 2 millimeters of water. So that's really pretty good. Not the most performant of fans. However, it gives you the flexibility. Now, if you want a fan that has 3 speeds and is more performant than this, but also noisier, then the Fantex T30 is one of the best options available, because there aren't really very many that have a 3-speed option. But this is a very good fan. You can use it on, well, I don't want to say you can use it on a radiator necessarily. It'd be okay on a less dense radiator. But, you know, some of the modern ones are way too dense for this thing to handle. So I would say, you know, stick it on a case or stick it on an air cooler, and you're going to get good results. Let's take a look at the specs. Okay, so this one is the Be Quiet Silent Wings Pro 4 BL099. Now, you have to pay attention to the model numbers on this brand, because the model numbers are actually important. I mean, some of the other brands, model numbers are actually important, but this is really critical, because if you get like a BL098 or a BL097 or whatever, you're getting something different. So you have to pay attention to that. Otherwise, you have to pay attention to the words. So you have to look for Pro, you have to look for Silent Wings High Speed, something like that. Now, this is an expensive fan. I got it on sale at $35.12 on sale. Yeah. CE, Underwriter Laboratories E360596, UKCA, ROHS, and TUV. And it's made in China, 140 by 25, 300,000 hours of life, which is one of the reasons it's expensive, is they're making a premium product here. 5-year warranty as well. 265 grams of weight, 7 blades, and we got 1100, 1900, and what's the other speed? I forgot to write it down. 2400 is the high speed, maximum for the high speed. 97.41 maximum CFMs, which is 165.5 CMHs. 3.64 static pressure, which, you know, I'm going to contest that. You know, based on what I felt, it didn't seem to be that strong. But, you know, again, I'm just using I'm using my hand, guys. So it's just a rough estimate, and I'm probably wrong. But now that I'm almost done building my manometer, I'll be able to give more definite answers on that once I go through the testing. 36.8 decibels, 53 centimeter fan cable, no daisy chaining, sleeved PWM dual ball bearing, 12 volts, 5 to start, and 13.2 maximum, 6 watts, 0.5 amps. It does have indicators of direction of flow and rotation, turns in a clockwise direction, comes with 4 screws, 4 rad screws, 4 pins with washers. It also comes with corner cushions and hole cushions, because at least for, I can't remember if it's all of them or if it's just the pin corners, but it goes all the way through. It also has a 3-speed switch on the hub and the swappable corners, which is, there are not very many fans in my list here that are swappable. We've got the Barrow 120 millimeter LED BS BF02 PRD, and the Black Noise blocker NB multi-frame M12P, and the Fractal Design Venturi HP12. And then we've got the Kingwin Duro Bearing Silent Series and the Be Quiet Silent Wings 4 high-end BL099. So there aren't a lot of fans out there that have exchangeable or switchable or swappable corners. Some of them swap just from one side to the other, so you can mount it from either direction. Some of them have multiple corners, so on. All right. Thank you to Grindler, a.k.a. Lawrence Abrams, who is the owner of Bleeping Computer, for consenting to allow me to put my results in text form on Bleeping Computer's forums, as well as linking to my videos. Please visit Bleeping Computer, support them, make use of them. They're a valuable resource that's been around for 20 years, and they deserve support. They have lots of resources. You can learn about cybersecurity from them. You can get help with malware on your computer. You can get help with all kinds of stuff. They have a range of volunteers who help people who come there for advice, and they're very knowledgeable people for the most part, and some of them are very, very, very helpful. Old Sod has been very helpful to me over the years that I have asked for input on things, and so thank you to Bleeping Computer. Thank you to the volunteers on Bleeping Computer. Also, thank you to my peers on other tech forums who are so kind as to provide me with input, suggestions, feedback, and so on. I really appreciate it, but my greatest thanks goes out to Bleeping Computer, because you are my text home, I guess you could say. All right, thanks also to all my viewers and subscribers. Appreciate you guys. Please like, subscribe, and share. Have a great day.